The aviation sector is still attempting to regain its footing after COVID-19 sent it into a standstill. With inter-island flight service now operational, one pilot says the recovery has been slow. He spoke with our Cleopatra Murphy.
Inter-island travel resumed on September 9th, but one pilot at General Aviation says it has not made much of a difference for the ailing aviation sector. Captain and Chief Pilot at Prestige Air Service, Pedro Cartwright, says most days planes remain grounded due to the lack of customers, evidenced by the deserted facilities at General Aviation. At Lynden Pindling International Airport, there were just a few passengers waiting outside the terminal. Captain Cartwright says the industry has not recovered since the initial lockdown in May, explaining that when inter-island travel resumed, demand was still low.
It was pretty dead. It wasn't a rush, no one was in a big rush to travel because everyone was still afraid of, contracting or transmitting the virus. So it's only been people who travel out of necessity. Either those who work for an essential service or people who need to travel for medical reasons. But no one's been traveling for vacation or any type of recreational purposes, not as yet.
The pilot says the measures aimed at curbing the spread of COVID-19 are discouraging those who would want to travel, adding also that some people are just not able to travel for leisure due to finances.
The travel health visa is a good idea in my opinion. It helps the government with their contact tracing. The negative COVID test prior to travel or prior to departure from Nassau is, I think, a bit excessive. And a lot of people have an issue with getting the test done, and it's only good for 5 days because it's a lot of money to invest in addition to your travel expenses. And then the quarantine is a big turnoff as well, because if you only need to travel for let's say for work, or if you just want to visit family or for whatever reason, the 14 days in quarantine is a big hindrance.
Cartwright says business is improving slightly, but there is still a long way to go. The airline industry professional says he fully understands why certain rules are in place, but if he could make any recommendation, it would be this.
Probably look into reducing the quarantine time. The medical professionals say that the incubation period is 14 days. So I understand the 14-day quarantine is so that if you are positive, that it would show symptoms within those 14 days. But in terms of speeding along the economy, that would be the one thing I would revisit, is reducing or eliminating completely the quarantine time.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.